What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 23 of the Kool Movies Podcast. Joined as always by my man Leo Wakil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Good.
All right, so we're very late talking about the Oscars.
It's my fault. Last week.
Hey,
It's my
life
fault.
happens, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But give us your overall impressions of everything, of the wins, any snubs that you might think, Conan hosting.
Yeah, I think the ceremony was fun. Like, it's a simple, uneventful ceremony. Even the wins, like, it was mostly more predictable than the last, 5 years, I think. Conan should be the eternal host for the Oscars. I think he's genuine, which is, Jimmy Kimmel isn't genuine. He's just there to make jokes and
it's also
attack
the
people.
kind of humor.
Yeah.
I think Conan has the perfect sense of humor.
Yeah.
He's very self-deprecating. He doesn't really go directly at somebody, which, as you were alluding to, Jimmy Kimmel does do.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that I mentioned was back in my day, Billy Crystal hosted the Oscars 7 times. He was an incredible host. I think he maybe just aged out or got bored with it or something, but every single time it was always great. For his man Rob Reiner, which I thought was great how they did the in memoriam. We're getting a little off track, as we always do. But yeah, I totally agree. I think Conan O'Brien, in perpetuity.
Yeah, no,
just let him do it.
No Jimmy Kimmel anymore. He's way better.
I remember Jimmy Kimmel made that joke at the expense of Robert Downey Jr. and I got really angry.
Which joke?
He said something about his past issues with drugs and whatnot. And then he looks at RDJ and he's like, what was it, a little too much? And then he doing like this, as a symbol for a little too much on the nose. And he's like, is that another drug joke reference? And it's like,
no.
Because it was all but, decided that was going to be his night to finally win an Oscar, and then to have those kinds of jokes thrown at him, I just thought it was in poor taste. And more importantly, I didn't think they were that funny.
No, I like the best host. I like Nikki Glaser. I think she's good.
Yeah, she did the Golden Globe.
Yeah.
She'd be a good one.
And I don't think anyone's as good as Conan.
No, because it's like I said, it's nothing crass. It's just the right frequency.
I would put John Mulaney because he's my stand-up goat. But yeah,
I wouldn't mind if they gave Kevin Hart a second chance.
He did once?
No, he was supposed to. And then some old tweets came out that were not very flattering towards a particular group of people. He apologized for it maybe, 10, 15 times.
So the James Gunn treatment.
Exactly. He apologized for it profusely, but then it wasn't enough for the woke brigade. And so they said, thanks, but no thanks. And I think that's when they, I forget who replaced him. But anyways, Conan,
great.
being the host in perpetuity. Although I do have to give a bit of a shout out to Hugh Jackman when
if it could be him. I don't think actors.
And it was really, really well done.
Did you see his opening with the song and everything? It's amazing. Yeah.
Because I think that was the year that Mickey Rourke was nominated for Best Actor. Because I remember he put on some elbow pads to kind of pay tribute and reenact a moment from each of the movies and each of the actors. And that was what he did for Mickey Rourke. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
But so Conan, we're on agreement. Great. Any surprises for you?
For wins?
Yeah.
I think they switched what was predicted for cinematography and casting. Because everyone said casting's going to Sinners and cinematography is going to One Battle. Because One Battle had won everything, including ASC. And Sinners had won SAG Ensemble, every casting award before. And it was expected to have a consolation prize if it didn't win Best Picture, since it's the new award. But they switched it, which I loved. I prefer Sinners cinematography, of course.
Yeah.
And I do prefer Sinners casting, but I think leveraging it out, I prefer this win if it was instead of switching it. Yeah,
I wasn't mad at the cinematography because it was deceptively simple cinematography. The way the camera moved, the way she framed everything, I thought was
the one
perfect.
take, the IMAX switches, which is it's not cinematography per se, but it's the use of camera. It was a decision between Ryan Coogler and the DP, which was the first woman and the first black person to win.
Well done. I mean, the awards that Sinners got, I think we talked about this last time, was like, or no, I talked about it because we didn't talk after the Oscars. They won 4. It should have been 7, because I still will die on the hill. It should have won Best Picture. Ryan Coogler should have won Best Director, and Delroy Lindo should have won Best Supporting Actor.
Disagree, but I think like if it was between Delroy Lindo and Sean Penn, I would go with Delroy Lindo. Not performance-wise, I do prefer Sean Penn performance-wise, but I don't like him. So yeah.
But the ones that it won. Totally great. What was it? Cinematography, best song?
No. The soundtrack.
Best soundtrack, so music composition.
Best original screenplay.
Actor, and best actor. Those are 4. Yeah. And it's like, but I see why best casting, because when you look at the cast, because all the performances were really good performances. I don't think it was that big of a deal. There was nothing special necessarily compared to who I thought should have won, but to get all those guys, from Leo DiCaprio to Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, and then managing them to get the best out of them, it was a feat in and of itself. You know what I mean? So in that way, it's like, all right, I'm not mad at the casting. I still think The Secret Agent should have won.
Me too.
Because that cast is just like people who have never even acted a day in their life still fit the role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't really think of anybody else playing those roles. So I thought that was
and it's so many different personalities that play along well in Secret Agent. Like every 5 minutes you meet a new character who's completely original.
It doesn't seem out of place. Or like, what is it like? There's no dissonance.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this is out of nowhere. It takes me out of the story. There's none of that. It just flows beautifully. So there's that.
Yeah. I did predict Timothée Chalamet to win.
You did, but
wrong.
You've also been riding Jesse Buckley since day 1.
Yeah, I know. That was the most obvious.
You were like her, nobody else.
Yeah.
I was like maybe Emma Stone for the number 3, but you were like, no, her.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool, well done.
Now you gotta watch it.
Yeah, I do have to watch Hamnet. I loved her speech though.
Yeah, I loved it too.
I loved a lot of the speeches because they were all devoid of either virtue signaling or politics or social issues happening.
The best speech was hers for me.
She was great. A tribute to motherhood. So I love how she was like, I want to have like 1,000 babies with you to her husband.
I love when people like do their speech in relation to their life and their journey, but they connect it to the film somehow.
There is some kind of connection
like
there.
Brendan Fraser, he talked about overcoming adversity. She talked about motherhood. So I like that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the most memorable, I wouldn't say the greatest because I haven't seen them all, but the most memorable one for me is Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, that's the best one. That and Ke Huy Quan. I love Ke Huy Quan's speech. Mom,
this is the American dream.
Yeah,
I remember that.
No, but Matthew McConaughey's
is classic.
He puts his Oscar on the ground. My dad's right there with his beard. This guy.
Yeah. It was very personal and a great storyteller.
Yeah.
If you ever see him on podcasts, he has some of the great.
I follow him on YouTube, and he every week he releases like a 3-minute clip just of him telling a story or giving a life lesson. I don't know. Yeah.
Speaking of which, there's a funny story of Dax Shepard.
Yeah.
Of when he was in Austin and Matthew McConaughey took him around, and he kind of describes it as like, I went on a date with Matthew McConaughey basically, and I liked it.
Yeah.
It's a really funny story. I highly recommend it. I have no issues with Michael B. Jordan winning.
I like it for him, but I think it's very unfortunate that people aren't taking Timothy seriously. Because like this,
you don't think so?
I don't think so. Like they are, of course, because he is getting nominated and he won 2 awards before. But I'm sorry, like you've seen both movies. Yes. Like it's a more impressive performance what Timmy does. I think it's bigger range. He does have the in my opinion, better career narrative, if you want to take that into consideration. He's more prolific actor than Michael B. Jordan. I like Michael B. Jordan, and I like that he won, especially for Sinners.
Yes.
Like, it's another one for the movie I love. I prefer Sinners over Marty Supreme a lot. But still, like, this would have been... I think that I've seen many people, like younger people, say... The people are complaining that he's saying, I want to be one of the greats. I love it. Like, I say I want to be great at what I do. I want to talk beautifully about my work and how I think it was great, and how I think I would like others to appreciate it with me.
Right.
Like, people were saying about his screenings, about his career. Like, oh, you're just 30. He's 30 and he's made the best movies of the past 10 years.
Yeah.
So he has the background to talk about it. And I think they're just gonna do it with him like they did with Leo, which is wait for a okay performance in a good movie that gets other nominations.
Now we'll give it to you.
Now we'll give it to you, yeah.
I think there's two things when it comes to Timothée Chalamet. I think one, referring to what you just said about like him saying he wants to be known as one of the greatest. I think in some circles in Hollywood, they don't want their quote unquote art to be viewed in a way of sport, of like being one of the greatest. Like, I just want to do my best work. They want to like you to approach it, I think, from a more artistic perspective,
like not competitive,
instead of a competitive standpoint. So I think that was may have been a knock.
Yeah, but they think that, but they do award shows, right?
This is true.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's Hollywood.
Yeah,
it's not exactly known for consistency. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the second thing, I think he just is a little too out there, in the sense of like, he's always like he really knows sports. Like, he knows college football. Like, if you ever hear him talk about college football, he knows. You know, he knows players, he knows stats, he knows history. And I think because he's a little overexposed, that might have played a role in that. Like, do you know anything about Michael B. Jordan's life?
Like, I know that he had a rough childhood.
Okay. Do you know anything about Leonardo DiCaprio's life, aside from the fact that he likes 25-year-olds and climate change?
Especially the thing, like, Leo is anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
no social media presence. Yeah. And I think
you just know his face and his acting.
Exactly. You know nothing about him. And then I think that's one of the reasons why when you watch Wolf of Wall Street and he does that breakdance, and you're like, where does that come from?
Yeah,
when did you learn that? Because he's incredible at it. And so I think there's some of that, like the overexposure, along with the kind of quote unquote competitive nature of how he approaches his craft, I think might have turned some people off. I'm only speculating, of course, I don't know. But I love the fact that, like, you know, somebody like Michael B. Jordan, who is way more known for his work, for the way he approaches his craft, than his celebrity or his opinions. Yeah. You know, like, think about it like this. He just came off from a couple weeks ago of a very, very uncomfortable moment at the BAFTAs, right? He's been silent on it. He has not spoken about it.
Either him or Del Rey Lando.
And they're like, we're going to be quiet about this. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. We'll deal with it in our own way. You know what I mean? And then Timothée Chalamet is talking about ballet and opera. Yeah,
but that was, like, we've talked about it.
Yes, we did.
It was after closing vote. So don't say he lost because of the ballet thing.
I don't,
which is being overblown. He didn't kill his mother. He talked about ballet and opera.
You know,
like, you can get a Leo quote from 30 years ago that he said
probably not, because he doesn't talk.
Yeah, but like most actors have some controversy in their careers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Leo's controversy is that he likes younger Brazilian models, you know, for the most part. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not mad at that. So, you know, good on Michael B. Jordan. I like how he celebrated. Did you see the clip?
Yeah, the
In-N-Out Burger.
When my mom saw it before me and she said it, I was like, that's probably AI. Like, he's probably they're probably trying to copy what Paul Giamatti did after he won the SAG, I think.
Okay. When did he win the SAG? A couple years ago?
Holdovers,
okay.
But it was real. I saw the picture of the video.
He was there. I thought it was well done. I would have preferred if he just kind of like went to a family and be like, you mind if I sit down with you?
Yeah.
That would have been cool. So just him by himself with his bodyguard. But either way, he celebrated amongst the people.
Yes.
And I liked his suit. That was really
Me too. I was thinking about that. When he was engraving his Oscar, like, it was elegant.
Yeah, well done, man. Yes. So I look forward to him going.
The other acting performances, I think Amy Madigan probably my favorite win of this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think. And I've been seeing so many people say, "Come on, how did this win? You have
they didn't see the movie.
They either didn't see the movie or they just pretentious because this is not an Oscar.
It's not a horror movie.
It's not a horror movie.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know?
that kind of stuff. And like I've seen one guy say, anyone could do this. No.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, like, and her speech, her look at Ed Harris, everything.
I didn't even see, again, things you don't know about real actors. I did not know she was married to Ed Harris.
Until the Oscars.
Really? I had no clue.
Yeah.
I was like, and he's one of my, favorite actors to watch throughout my life. So it was like, all right, good. I think he has an Oscar.
He does.
And he played Jackson Pollock. I think that's what he won it for.
In which movie?
About Jackson Pollock.
I don't
remember it exactly.
And there, I saw like a reels with him winning and looking at her, and you can see her crying and her winning and looking at him.
Yeah. Great story. I think that's the thing. Like there were some really great stories.
He did not win.
No,
he never won. I know that because I've heard someone say now the Madigan household has one Oscar at least.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. But what a tremendous career, both of them.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Yeah.
So there's something I wanted to bring up because like. Best director and best pictures. Like I know we don't agree on this because you were like one battle after another. It's a great movie. I think it's mid as far as Tom PTA's career is concerned, and I think that's why he won. Because
like a career award too.
Yeah, because there's this thing. I was after the Oscars, or no, it was right before the Oscars. Bill Maher had his show. And he had this long take at the end of his show where he talked about the Oscars. And it was very, very insightful take. And one of the things he mentioned is that sometimes the Oscars gives it to somebody because we don't know if they're ever going to be nominated again. And so let's give it to them now to make sure, And he came up with some examples. Like there was Art Carney for Harry and Tonto. Do you remember me talking about this dude? For winning Best Actor when he's nominated along Al Pacino for The Godfather Part 2, or Jack Nicholson for Chinatown. Like, seriously? Like, nobody even knows who Art Carney is now. John Wayne won an Oscar, I think, for True Grit.
I love True Grit, the 2010.
The remake is really, really interesting.
I love it.
Jack Palance won for City Slickers, where he was doing one-handed push-ups when he's like 80-something years old on stage. So there is this trend of like, okay, let's give it to these guys because we don't think they're ever going to get it again necessarily. And then there's those ones that have never won an Oscar for Best Director. So Quentin Tarantino, how? You have...
Villeneuve?
Not yet. I think he's going to win it for Dune 3.
I don't.
I think it's going to be the Peter Jackson
He wasn't even nominated for both movies.
And I think they're going to try and rectify that.
Maybe. I hope so.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
Rob Reiner was never nominated.
Never nominated.
I don't think. Well, maybe he was, but he never won. And he is one of the great directors from 1995 and before that. Yeah. After 1995, his movies are kind of suspect. You know what I mean? Well, no, Ghost of Mississippi is really good. But after that, the movies are just kind of like, what the hell are you doing, bro? They don't really have the same impact as like A Few Good Men or Misery or This Is Spinal Tap.
I think we would have said that about Nolan like 3 years ago for Oppenheimer. Like it was overdue.
But he got it for the right movie. Definitely
I disagree.
worthy.
I disagree.
He was absolutely worthy of it. It wasn't like, it was his culminating magnum opus of a movie.
Which I think is how many people approach one battle after another. Even though they say it might not be his best, but it combines a little bit of everything. Like his comedy in Punch Drunk Love and Phantom Thread, his action in Boogie Nights, like the scope of There Will Be Blood.
No, I mean, the scope of There Will Be Blood. I think there's some great set pieces action set pieces, like the oil well explosion was a really, really great one. Yeah. And I think that should have been the one. Either that or Phantom Thread.
Phantom Thread.
Yeah. Anything else? Any closing thoughts about the Oscars that we didn't mention?
The song should have gone to Sinners. I lied to you. I would have preferred that.
Not Diane Warren.
Oh no, not the song. The screenplays I thought were cool, but obviously like I prefer Frankenstein 1 over One Battle.
Yeah, for adapted screenplay, for sure.
Also, like I've said this 1,000 times, but Elordi should have won for Frankenstein. The crafts all went to Frankenstein too, like the costumes,
well done.
all great.
I think won three.
Three, costumes, production, and makeup.
Yeah.
In general, I thought it was one of the most predictable, nice awards I've seen in some time. I don't disagree with much, but also I'm not passionate about everything. Yeah.
I liked how they handled the in memoriam.
Yeah,
this time around.
Me too. Yeah.
It was different than before, where it's like they just selected certain people instead of having like one long montage as they've had in the past. I do think some omissions, maybe because they didn't do that.
Yeah.
But Rob Reiner's tribute, got me a little misty-eyed. I'm not gonna lie.
I love Rachel McAdams talking about Diane.
Whoever wrote that speech. Diane Keaton.
Diane Keaton, sorry, yeah.
And Catherine O'Hara.
That was,
Yeah. So those were great. Who else was it that they made it? It was Rob Reiner.
Barbara Streisand talked about Robert Redford.
Yes.
Yeah.
Babs,
yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I call Barbara Babs here at school.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were, I think, well handled. Great production of the show. It was cool. So yeah, overall, great stuff. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
You watched Project Hail Mary. Does it live up to the hype?
Yes.
It does.
It does, but yes. Because I saw, you don't have a Letterboxd, right?
No.
It's in the top 100, I think, on Letterboxd already. It's a 4.4 of all time. Yeah. 4.4 out of 5.
You don't think that's recency bias?
Absolutely.
Happening? Okay, thank you. Okay,
and 4.4, just to have an idea, is Dune 2 and Inglourious Basterds. Those movies have 4.4.
Okay.
Yeah. It is very good in almost everything it does. It's competent, big-scale filmmaking for the Lord Miller, because they did Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Both.
Lego
Movie, which is awesome.
Both Lego movies or just the first one?
I think just the first one. Okay. I think they might have produced the second one.
Yeah.
They did the 21 Jump Street movies, 22. I haven't seen those. Have you seen those?
I have not seen those.
And
the Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing they did, the Spider-Verse movies. And they carry that ability to mix genres and make stuff fun.
Yeah.
In this movie, Ryan Gosling is great. It's unexpected performances for him because
he's always great.
Yeah, it's a mix of Ken and the nice guys and a little bit of the drama from La La Land and his more serious roles.
Yeah.
He's great. Sandra Hüller from Anatomy of a Fall is really good.
I never watched Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah, she's great in that movie. So I think the movie is good, but she's amazing. And she doesn't have as much screen time as him, not nearly as much, but she's great in this.
Okay.
The visuals, of course, it's Greg Fraser, one of the best cinematographers we have. He did Dune 2, and The Batman.
Okay.
So he's amazing.
I love the Batman cinematography.
Yeah, me too. And he does a lot of interesting stuff in space that's gorgeous. It looks great. Yeah. The main thing I thought about when watching the movie, do you know when people compare this to Interstellar? I strongly disagree.
I've heard that comparison, but it just already sounded like nonsense.
And it's not only quality-wise. It's it's a space movie. It's not a space odyssey like Interstellar. It's not about a journey in space. It's about mission. That was exactly. It's about a mission that he needs to accomplish and his friend. It's not close to Interstellar because of one main thing. It doesn't have as many stakes as Interstellar because of the tone. Okay. And that's the main thing that separates it. So
you're saying it doesn't feel, the stakes don't feel
exactly, because it's
the death of the sun that they're trying to save.
Yeah, they're trying to save the sun because of a particle beam that they've been seeing in space, a pink beam, and they receive, that's the premise, and they receive little particles of that beam, and they investigate it and they learn something and they have to go to learn why something specific is happening, not only because why it's there. And it's very comedic, and it's deliberately comedic because they know Ryan Gosling can do this. They know Lord Miller have the abilities as screenwriters, as directors. And then you have the Greg Fraser visuals, which are grand and beautiful and awe-inspiring. The music by Daniel Pemberton, really cool, also awe-inspiring music. It's all really good. I like the structure too. It goes back and forth really well.
One of those. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
The main issue I had, which is probably along with no stakes, is that the final 40 minutes. Do you know how people say that Return of the King and Avengers Endgame have like 30 endings?
Yeah.
That's how I felt, and I've seen many people feel that too. It doesn't have one climactic moment. It has many crescendos that kind of cancel each other out because they keep coming. And you say, well, now the movie's
Opens
gonna...
up another one.
Yeah, like I felt everything I had to feel. Now it's gonna... No, one more. It's like 3 or 4 times that happens.
Okay.
And it threw me off a little. The final scene is amazing. It's really great. The final cut, it's perfect. Ties in something beautifully from the beginning of the movie. And it's just fun popcorn movie. I think you're gonna love it. I think most people are gonna love it. I just don't think it's worthy of a top 100 movies of all time, best sci-fi movie ever. It's a fun sci-fi movie. And the main thing, which that's why I'm not talking about it much, the dynamic between Grace, which is Ryan Gosling, and his friend, who he meets in space, that's what makes the movie. That's the main thing that made me say, this is really great. There are so many scenes between those two, which are some of the best, probably of the year. And the year hasn't even started yet. Yeah, that's it.
I enjoy the fact that it's getting well received.
Yeah.
I mean, because
it's going to do well.
I don't remember noticing Lord and Miller, because I remember watching the Lego movie, not knowing it was them, just really loving it. And then the next thing I hear is what's going on, what went on with Disney and the Han Solo movie.
Yes, yeah.
Was
Ron Howard coming in?
What is going on here? So it was before it was like one of the first times that had happened in the Star Wars world at that time. So it kind of just took you off guard.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have happened because they would have made a great movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying now. After that, they make the Spider-Man verse movies, and now they're making this one. So it's a nice little middle finger to any doubters that they had at Lucasfilm, particularly whoever, the Kathleen Kennedy who just left. And it's like, well, we're doing this now. Your Han Solo movie could have been just as good.
Yeah, and it's a space comedy, just like Solo.
What Solo would have been. I mean, it was... Did you watch Han Solo movie?
Yeah. I think it was fine. Yeah, me too. I think I like Alden. I don't know how to say his last name.
Neither do I.
Eric Wright, something like that. Yeah, I like him.
It was fine, but at the same time, the bar at the time for Star Wars movies was just so high.
It was 2019, I think, before Rise of Skywalker, or 2018. I don't know. 18, I think.
Did I move? I think I might have just gotten to Brazil, so 17, 18,
17,
19.
18.
It was early. It was in that period.
Yeah, and they had just come off of
Lego, I think.
No, not the director, Star Wars, from The Last Jedi and Rogue One.
Right, so Rogue One was great.
Yeah, I like The Last Jedi.
I like it a lot.
I like it
started, bro.
We can do. We talked a little about Star Wars, but yeah.
Bro, it all sucks. Okay, end of story. But
Lord
it was like it could have. You can see what things could have gone to. And that can lead to another conversation we can have at a different time.
Yeah.
All of the unmade projects at Star Wars that were announced, and then we get
the Rey movie
that we're never gonna get.
No.
But either way, let's keep it light.
I give it a 4 out of 5. Project
4 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Serviceable. Okay.
Yeah. Great.
I watched the Peaky Blinders movie. Yes, my wife is making comments and noises over here because we feel the same way. It really just kind of felt like a whole season. The whole season of Peaky Blinders is about 6 episodes, so you can kind of get through them relatively quick. It felt like they tried to compact 6 episodes into 2 hours. So whereas in the show, even though you haven't watched the show,
I haven't seen anything.
One of the things that you'll see, because I demand you watch the show.
I will. Yeah.
Okay, and then all of the memes will be put into context. One of the things that the show does brilliantly that they just couldn't land on with the movie is that they really build things up to a really great crescendo at the end. And the end is not necessarily the end of the season. So for example, if we're taking season 1 and 2 into account, they have the same bad guy. They add some other, secondary bad guys, but there's really one main one in the first 2 seasons. And so the bad guy doesn't get his comeuppance until the end of season 2. And so you have a lot of time to like understand him and really kind of hate him, or maybe just have a strong emotional reaction to him. And so when he gets his comeuppance, you're like, yes. And the way he gets his comeuppance, you're like, hell yeah. And that just doesn't happen in this one.
And, doesn't have as much momentum.
Exactly. It just it seems more like plot points that were like, okay, let's check them off. We did this, we did this, we did this. Because like it's played by Tim Roth. And the premise of the movie, the plot really is, it takes place in 1940, right as World War II was beginning in Europe. And one of the things that, and I haven't looked this up, I've been meaning to research this a little bit, that the Nazis are trying to bankrupt the British government or the British economy by flooding it with hundreds of millions of counterfeit bills. And so they'll do that instead of, fighting an actual war with bullets and bombs. And so they use the Peaky Blinders and other organized crime elements to bring these bills into the economy. Okay, the guy that does it is a British national, played by Tim Roth. So it's like, all right, that seems like, okay, that's cool. We got stakes. We got somebody who we can most likely hate at some point. And then you learn his motivation in a quick scene with Cillian Murphy's character, Tommy Shelby. But it's just that. So logically it hits, but emotionally there's just no impact. And so that's what I kind of think the main thing is that logically everything makes sense. All the boxes are checked, character dynamics, you see how based on everything that happened in the series, how that's weighing heavy on Tommy. And there is something specific that happened to a main character from the show. It happens off screen, you don't see it, but that also is like really, bringing him into this depression that he is in.
Between the last season and the movie.
Yes. Yeah. And there's some like flashes as he talks about it at moments, but it doesn't, but you don't see the character himself.
No, but it shows.
Yeah. It shows, about what happened, but there's no build up and any of that.
I know that Kerry Condon is in the movie and Barry Keoghan.
Yeah, Barry Keoghan, he plays Tommy Shelby's son, his gypsy son. Again, there's a lot of things that are like, it seems like things are wrapped up from the show. So if you don't watch the show, you kind of just dropped into it, and there's a lot that might.
Should I do that? No,
probably not. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a great way of putting it. And so like that father and son tension, it's supposed to be there, but you don't feel it. So that's another thing. There's a Rebecca Ferguson character.
Sorry, Rebecca Ferguson. It's not Carrie. Because they're identical.
Yeah, she was an F1, right?
F1,
That's
and Banshees.
You wanted to say something real quick?
It's not that I don't agree with it, I really do. But when you talk about the bad guy, I think the thing is,
you might want to speak a little bit louder.
Okay, what I found is that it doesn't matter really about what's happening in the World War II, about the motives of the bad guy to, break the British economy. What really matters, and I think that's what the movie is trying to, like what the director is trying to show us, that for Tommy, he was like completely out of the world. He already dipped out of the world. So it was his war, and the bad guy became the bad guy for him because he does something that is personal. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
I forgot to mention that.
He was in England because this and that and Hitler. That doesn't matter. What it matters to Tommy is like, you did something personal to me, and I'm gonna know.
Yeah.
Like it's just. Oh, I don't want to know. Like he kind of asked like for information, but just like to chit chat.
Yeah.
He was just trying to distract the guy. But like he could be, I don't know, the king of England, but because he did something so personal to him, I decided that I'm gonna kill you, and this is my war. And I think I realized that when he's talking to one of his guys, and the guy tells him, this was always your war, and then he just answered, it is now. Because I think that's when like he tells you like, okay, I'm not fighting the World War II. I'm fighting
for myself.
Yeah.
It's like the historic background is just background noise. It's not
basically. And that's the thing. Like even the other bad guys in the series, they all do something personal to Tommy, and they're doing something bigger as well. But it's just that, like, okay, those things were done in the movie as well.
But
you still don't feel it as much as you did because there wasn't enough emotional investment. There wasn't time spent. You know what I mean? So it's almost like I said from the beginning, he tried to compact 6 episodes, 6 hours of plot into 2 hours, and somehow still able to have the emotional punch, which I did not think was achieved. You know, so those are my 2 cents on the Immortal Man. I still recommend it. I think one of the things I said was like I wanted to love it, but in the end I just ended up liking it.
Yeah. That's what happens sometimes with these like shows that become one movie, like for a final story, right? Have you seen Community?
No.
I love Community.
No, I tried getting into it, but it's like
I think like you gotta give it some episodes. It's like The Office for me, but it gets really great. And there's a famous quote from Community. It's like 6 seasons in a movie. That's all they say. And there are 6 seasons of Community, and they did announce a movie 4 years ago.
Did the Russo brothers doing that one?
No, I don't think so. But no, the show.
Yeah, they did the show. But are they doing the movie?
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, but the show they came out they became who they are now because of the show.
Yeah,
because they directed like the first great episode of Community, which is amazing. You know it when you see it, and I'm excited, but it's not coming out anytime soon.
Okay. All right. Anything new you're looking forward to?
Yes, so much stuff. Have you seen the Moana trailer?
Oh God, why you gotta do this to me?
Because you told me you saw it.
I did see it, and I hated it. It looks.
Yeah, that's my reaction too.
It's the live action version.
I get it. I get both sides because you have the Lion Kings. Zendaya. Yeah. You have the Lion Kings, which are bad, and How to Train Your Dragons and Jungle Books, which are amazing.
Okay, so here's what the How to Train Your Dragon, what it does that all the other Disney movies just miss.
They bring back people.
It's not just that, but I like that they did that with How to Train Your Dragon with Gerard Butler. I thought that was
and the director.
As well. But the thing that they didn't try to do an exact carbon copy as far as tone.
Yes.
With the live action movie.
That's something I really like too.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's what Disney is trying to do.
Yeah.
Let's take the same scenes, the same tone, the same emotional beats from the animated version, and let's carbon copy them onto the live action version.
Because
it doesn't work.
The main rationale to do these live actions is
Money.
It's for a new of course, but for people, it's for a new generation, so you can see it in the theater with new people. But what Disney doesn't get is that if you're doing that, you're doing it for a new generation of older people with new tones. That's why I love the How to Train Your Dragon movie, because it felt like not Game of Thrones, obviously not, but it felt like a
movie.
It's not a kid's movie, and it works in the tone it chooses. It doesn't do a kid's tone, and it's not Game of Thrones. It's a middle ground that fits because it's the same people who understand the movie.
Exactly.
So,
they understand movies.
Movies, yeah. Dean DeBlois, he's great, the director. Yeah.
So I really appreciated that. But like I think the only one that I liked was the Jungle Book.
That's the best one by far.
By far.
Yeah.
You know, and then everything else is just like, There are things I liked about the Aladdin live action.
I like the Aladdin too.
There's some really good things. Even Will Smith as the genie, I think he's really good.
I hate the Jafar casting for.
Yeah, he's not scary enough.
He's nothing. Yeah.
But also my main issue with the Aladdin version is like there is zero chemistry with Aladdin and Jasmine.
Really?
I felt no.
I like her
energy between them. They're good individually, but together, I don't feel like they like each other at all. Yeah. You know, whereas somehow they were able to make that happen with the animated version.
Yeah. And you get earlier ones like Cinderella and like I haven't seen Cinderella. Have you seen Cinderella?
I hear good things.
Me
I've
too.
Not seen that.
But why? It's a Kenneth Branagh movie, and I love Kenneth Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh, those movies.
Yeah. Who did The Jungle Book? Jon Favreau.
But he also did Lion King.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the Lady and the Tramp a lot. No one saw that. Have you seen it?
No.
It's really cool.
Didn't even know they did.
It's a really, I don't know. It reminded me of movies I watched as a kid, and it's really sweet. It's not a live action remake, but Cruella is great.
Cruella's interesting.
It is.
Yeah, I love Cruella. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And the song is just wow.
Yeah.
It's wow.
Yeah. Everything.
Cruella is amazing.
Yeah, it's a new proposal to do a live action.
Yeah, because I think there was another movie I told you this with the Joker, where it's like, let's tell the origin story of the bad guy.
Yeah, and sometimes it's useless, but it was fun.
Yeah, I think it was well done.
Yeah.
You know, the production design was great, the acting is great, it made sense. You know, I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, with this, just leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I agree.
Okay, so here's my thing, and I was talking about this in my video today as I was, reacting to the Moana trailer. I think because Disney has a new CEO now.
Yeah.
Bob Iger's gone. Yeah. Finally.
Thank God. Yeah.
He was the Michael Jordan of CEOs at a certain point, and then he had to come clean up the mess that his predecessor.
Oh, I was thinking about what's the name of his predecessor? Bob something.
Bob Chapek.
Yeah, that's the bad guy.
He's the one that just ruined things.
Yeah.
And then he had to come clean up the mess, which he couldn't really do. Let's just not let the Titanic sink so fast. That's basically what he ended up doing. And so what I would like the new CEO to do, I forget her name, but I hear great things about her.
Yeah.
Stop. First, yes. Okay, let's stop, reassess for a hot second. And then what I would think would be great is 3 departments. Bring back the 2D department.
Yes, I agree.
That's one.
Yes.
Okay. Keep, your Disney Animation Studios that does the CGI like it did with Moana.
And I think they're kind of scared. Yeah, and Pixar, because Pixar.
Those 2 is separate.
Yeah, and Pixar was the pioneer in 3D animation, right? Because Toy Story was the first 3D animated movie ever. Bugs Life, yeah. I think they're scared of going back because they think, now people are used to this. I disagree, because kids do watch 2D animations at home.
Yeah, anime is still a thing. Japanese anime is still a thing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear that from anybody who says no. So have 2D by itself, have your own 3D, and just a regular old live action department that they had back in the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah, like Hook.
Hook. The Mighty Ducks, 1, 2, 3, The Santa Claus, Cool Runnings, Hocus Pocus. There's a lot of strictly kids live action movies that are just so much fun. They're wholesome.
Yeah.
And you can still watch them today.
And they don't exist anymore. They don't even.
That's the problem.
They don't even make one every 5 years. They just don't think about it.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the problem. So have those 3 departments, let them do what they do, 0 crossover. I don't want, 2D making a version of live action or live action doing one of the others.
Yeah.
Let them do separate things, and they have a history of doing it well because they actually did do it in the 90s. Yeah. And so that's my humble opinion.
When I saw the trailer, it's the same reaction I got when I saw the How to Train Your Dragon trailer. Both movies, How to Train Your Dragon and Moana, were some of my favorites when I was a kid.
I love Moana.
I love Moana.
Close to perfect.
Honestly, from the past 30 years, it might be the best Disney movie they've released.
It's definitely up there.
Because it's so tight.
Years, that would be 96.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, I love Princess and the Frog too.
Princess and the Frog is very underrated.
Yes, and Tangled I think it's also
Treasure Planet I think is underrated.
Yes, that's the one.
Atlantis is also.
Haven't seen it.
So they got those, and I think Atlantis was the last 2D one they made, and they shut down the 2D animation studio, which I think is a huge misstep in the history of their company.
But Moana, like I grew up with it. I think it's a magical story.
It really is.
And even though like people say, oh, live actions look great, and I've seen even people with that pre-notion also saying that about the trailer. I disagree. I think the trailer, even though it's a rehash and it like The Rock is weird as in a wig, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna think either it's gonna be How to Train Your Dragon case, which is you did something interesting that fit what is this new proposal of a live action, right? A new audience, or it's gonna be the same thing. We're not gonna like it, but I am gonna have a fun time with the songs and just seeing the stuff I already like again.
Yeah. Right? By the way, I think the second one was actually good.
Moana 2?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's not at the level because I think the first one is just.
It was going to be a show, right? It was going to be a
they
short
thought
show.
about it, and then they put the kibosh on that, and they're like, just make a movie, which they should have done like as soon as the Oscar nomination for the first one came out.
It won.
It won. No, Zootopia won that year. That's why I'm still pissed.
No, I do prefer Moana, but Zootopia is great.
Fine.
And you should watch the second one. Because it's amazing.
These young people. But yeah, the second one is really, really done. Really, really well done. Even though Lin-Manuel Miranda doesn't come back to do the song, the music, but the music is still really, really good.
Yeah.
You know?
He didn't do it to do I think the Little Mermaid songs. Some of them.
What was it? I thought it was something else.
Yeah. Like another animated.
Maybe it was. No, actually, I think maybe it was.
Because it was the same year that they both released.
Yeah. Then that was
or Moana was 1 year later. I don't know. But yeah, I love him. His songs.
Yeah.
Every song from Moana is amazing. And In the Heights.
I never saw In the Heights, but I really appreciate him. Yeah. You know, I think he was also a Miami boy. So yeah, I got a lot of love for him.
Yeah, me too.
Anyways, I think it's time to wrap it up for today.
I think so.
All right, we still got other things to catch up on, including our 2025 top 10 lists, which I think I should definitely work on. I'm the one that's slacking on that one. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.